Hi everyone, and welcome to a little mini review of Adventures of Elliot. So this is going to be my traditional full edited detailed review, mainly because I'm playing this on PlayStation 5, and when I'm on PlayStation 5 I don't do a lot of editing, I just record and directly upload to YouTube. But I wanted to give a review of Adventures of Elliot from Square Enix, which is essentially a modern top-down Legend of Zelda-like game. I've spent almost 30 hours playing the game, completed all the endings, and I'm pretty much at the end of the game. There's not really anything left for me to do. So I'm going to give a quick review. I'll try not to give too many spoilers. We may do a little bit of traveling around. I may show some of the battling in the trial, just to give you an idea of what the combat's like. So you play as Elliot, the adventurer, who's this guy here. Essentially, you start off with a princess that you're helping, and then after the prologue, if you play the prologue demo that came out before you buy the game, you have a princess, and then she gets trapped and imprisoned, and then you and your fairy helper Faye, who's here, I'm controlling her with my right thumbstick. The two of you start a huge adventure to try to save her. What's really unique about this game is the fact that it doesn't happen in one timeline. It actually happens in multiple. So we're in the first timeline, the Age of Safekeeping, which is where we start. Now when you start the game, the entire map is clouded over, and as you find areas, it gets revealed. I've cleared everything in the game at this point, so you can see all sorts of stuff here. And then what's really cool about this game is eventually you learn how to travel through time, and you go through 4 ages in total. They all have the same map, but obviously because there's a time change, it shifts with each one. So this is the Age of Safekeeping, which is the current age. Then you go to the Age of Reconstruction, which is an age where humans are essentially hiding from the beasts that have taken over the land. And then before that you have Age of Magic, which is a magic age. There's lots of magic happening. It's kind of where humans found magic and were able to beat back the beasts that take over the land. And then before that you have Age of Budding. So all these ages, all these things you're seeing, these are all caves. There's ruins that you go in. They're very much like old school Super Nintendo Zelda era. And then travel points, you can fast travel to all these. And then there's the main cities. So if I was to go in here, give you a quick tour, this is the first city you come to. And you can talk to everyone here.
Rooting for us, Elliot. Isn't that great?
So that's Faye talking, our fairy helper. You can buy the stuff you need. We'll talk about gear in a second. So as you're going through the land, you meet lots of people. You have a bunch of side quests you can do along with the main quest. So go into my menu here. These are the 33 side quests that you help people with, and you can see there's a reward for each. There are charms that you can put on that change your build out. You can get empty vial glasses, which give you potions you can buy, whether it's to increase your health or not increase your health, to restore your health, increase your strength, increase your defense. Or you can get different things like this discerning monocle, which helps with your parry timing. So there is a sort of perfect deflect block mechanism in the game. So we get all these from doing side quests and helping people. And you do that while you're doing the main storyline, which takes you through all the different timelines back and forth. You do a lot of hopping around between the timelines. And the next thing we've got here...
Ready to relive the moment?
And these are our memories. Won't show too much because of the spoilers that could happen. Lots of quests. So here's all your main quests that you end up going through. Like I said, I spent about 30 hours on the game. Ton of stuff. And then you've got lore that you pick up as well. The next thing I want to show is, we'll go with inventory first. So you've got a few different weapons. You don't get them all at the beginning, you find them throughout the game, and then you upgrade them. Like I said, you have these vials that you can buy potions to fill. You can have 2 weapons on at a time, and then you have your accessories. So at the beginning you can only have 1 of these available, and then eventually from doing trials you unlock all of them, and they do different things. So for example here I've got Precise Guard, which increases the window of time for your parry, and a brief floating when I'm jumping. So if I was to jump, I can do a little floating, which helps in some of the dungeons. Next thing I'll show,
Doing some adventure prep?
these are all the key items you end up finding throughout the missions and the storylines. And then there's Magicite. So Magicite's really cool. You can increase your Magicite with this vendor, and essentially you hand in these crystal forms and you get Magicite back that you can apply to your weapons. So for your weapons, you've got your sword, your spear, a hammer, chain and sickle, bow and arrow, boomerang, and a bomb. And based on the amount of Magicite you can upgrade to, you can swap on all these different settings. So for example here, my sword, I've got attack up, charge time down, so I can do my heavy charge quicker, an extra slash, and so on. And they're really unique for each one. And then Faye herself has magic as well. So the fairy comes with 5 different spells that you get, and you can switch those at any time. So here, let's go on out and we'll do some combat.
Go, go, go!
Right there, that's one of her magic spells for me to run. You can also switch to fire, and then see if we can find some basic enemies. So, you know, kill them. Now this is the beginning of the game area, so everything here is super weak. There's also a vacuum, which can be used to do some fun stuff. You've got a warp, which lets you get to areas you may not be able to get to usually, especially if you're kind of going behind a wall or something. And there is the sprint, which you saw, and then a copy. So you can make 2 of yourself and do some things. So not too much magic, but just the right amount for the different circumstances that you use. And like I said, you have different weapons you can put on at any time. You can have 2 on at a time, so there's the bow. You put on the hammer. I didn't use the hammer too much, it's a little slow. There's a hammer and sword combination. And you can do a spear. And of course, if you played Legend of Zelda on the Super Nintendo, you can recognize the boomerang style as well here. Boomerang. And every weapon has additional things it can do when you're holding on to it. So, for example,
with all I've got,
you can hold on the charge
now
here,
I've got you.
do a special move.
Ooh, a magic spring!
So this really helps in the game, makes it pretty fun. You can do all sorts of fun combos with different enemies. Eventually you will learn how to swim and dive underneath things, which helps you get to new places on the map. And then if we go into, let's go into one of the early dungeons. Don't want to spoil too much. We'll go to Mist Ruins. Looks like I actually missed something in there. Actually, we'll run to the mist
Away we
ruins.
go!
So as you play the game, you go back through these different timelines. You meet different people. Some people complain that there's a lot of talking. You can see that Faye kind of constantly is talking to you. I didn't mind it. There's your parry you can do, which is fun.
Faye, please.
Go, go, go!
This is a game that's definitely targeted to a younger audience. But as someone who played the old Zelda when I was a kid, I'm certainly not young. It was super refreshing to have this style of game to play again. So here's
Where are we?
here's an example of one of your dungeons. You'll have multiple different levels. There'll be some light puzzling. Looks like I actually didn't do all this one, so we'll just go ahead and do this. The combat, nothing special. It was very fun. There's some real wild bosses, which are pretty cool.
Now.
And as you're playing through, you're really just collecting, beating basic enemies, doing puzzles, going through the main storyline, having some fun with the characters. Characters are really nicely done. Like I said, I think some people are expecting maybe some perfect acting, top-tier voice work. I didn't mind the cheesiness of the game. I think it really helps the game.
What could this be?
And see, as you go along, you can find things.
Let's see. Where are we?
And what we'll probably do is we'll go do a trial in a second, and I'll show you that as well. Now, like I said, this is a late game for me,
Where are we?
so we've already done pretty much everything in the game.
And away we go!
This is actually a save right before the final ending. So you've got multiple different endings in the game. Oh, interesting. Did not know we could go back here. No, we can't. Guess it just wasn't cleared out. Alright, let's head on out. So there are 3 endings. What happens is about halfway through the game, you've got one ending that you can proceed to. If you do that, you get the bad ending. And then you reload from your save. And then from there, you can do a bunch of more stuff. Then you get the good ending. And then eventually, you get the ultimate ending, which is, the best ending, for example. If we go back in time, I'll just go to one other age. I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to ruin any surprises for anyone. But you can travel through time. Now, as you play through the game, you can't just travel right away. You have to find doorways, and the story will take you through the different timelines. And what's really cool is some of the things you do affect the other times. So, for example, there's usually a treasure right here, and then there's boulders here. Eventually you get the bombs, and you can blow up the boulders, go down and get the chest. And then if you do that in an older age, and you come back to that same spot in a newer age, if there were boulders there, they'd be gone now, because you blew them out in the past. So it does have some fun with the timeline, where you can go back and forth and do some new things. And lots of collectibles, along with all the things you saw there in my inventory, all the accessories. You also have this guy who tells you to collect cats. There's 50 cats in the game, and a little tip: if you want to get the perfect ending, the true ending, you want to collect all those cats.
Get Lord Icarus inside, quick!
And
Sorry,
here's a
you'll have to
storyline
move.
that I didn't even get to do before. So after a scene that happens,
Icarus is alive!
yeah, I thought the guy was dead.
Badly injured. Is he gonna be okay?
So you can go in and talk to people and progress their storylines. And they'll give you tips. The game is pretty linear, even though it's a huge open area. You do have a pretty good idea where to go next. as you go through the main missions, there'll be little markers. So here, for example, I'm at the end of the game, so this marker is telling me to go to the final part of the game. But you'll find things for the most part. Some of the areas in the main story get a little hard to follow near the end, especially for the true ending. So you do have to kind of go back and always do a few things over. Like you can see there, I played on normal. It says 25 hours, but I actually played for 5 hours before that on the demo, and my save transferred over. And then throughout the land, you have these different temples. You can get additional hearts, and that helps increase your life, along with increasing your magic. And then you have these trials. So this is a trial you can take through. I've done all of them here, but you can go through, and this is a boss run. So every one of those is a boss fight. And then these are some basic fights, finishing with a boss fight. A lot of bosses, some really fun ones, some good variety to them. And maybe what we'll do is we'll do a quick boss fight here just before we wrap up this quick review, and then we'll end it there. So, if you like old school Zelda games, but you want to see them done with a modern take where they have good controls, a lot of depth, very long game, fun to play, some basic puzzling, definitely check this game out. This has definitely been a surprise for me. It was cooler than I thought it would be. Wasn't really following it, and I just love this game. There is a new game plus, so if you don't get everything in your first try, you can continue. But like you can see here, I beat the game already, and it loaded just before the final boss, and I can continue to go around and collect things. So, very cool. Definitely worth your time. I know some people want to wait till it's on sale because they thought it was a little overpriced, but after playing it through, this is possibly one of my favorite games of the year. Really loved it. So, I'll hop into this and we'll play a little bit. You'll be able to see the combat a little closer. If I can. Yeah, I can only do this one, so we'll do the boss rush just to show you a couple of the boss fights, and then we'll end it there. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you played Adventures of Elliot, if you enjoyed it, what you liked, didn't like, and we'll see you around some more. There is a full playthrough of the entire game on the channel. So if you're on the fence and you want to see more about how this game plays, by all means, make sure you check it out. Take this guy out here. Gonna break his shield here.
This'll do it! I'd blade be true! That's the ticket. This'll do it! Try this! This'll do it! Be true! That's the ticket. Try this!
Alright guys, so we're going to wrap the review up there. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the game. I hope you play it. And make sure that you check out the full playthrough. Bye for now, everyone. Thanks for watching. Keep gaming.